Hey everybody, and welcome to Jamflix and Chill for Awful Summer Jam 2018. I'm Dieting Hippo, and we have with us Xibanya.
Hey, everybody.
Then we got TomR with Horse World 2,
Hello.
Harold Krell with Super Scream Fighter, and Albrot with Creature Street.
Same.
We're going to go ahead and dive right into Horse World 2.
Hooray.
Yay! TomR, you want to tell us a bit about your game?
Yeah, okay. So it is a sequel to the online game Horse World Online. And this time, see, horses have bred so much that they've consumed all the resources on Earth, so they need to go to a second world, a Horse World 2. But the gameplay is based on a lunar lander. And I've only really ever played the arcade version or say like old ports on like a Commodore 64 or something. So when I was making the game, everybody kept telling me about like Super Nintendo games and stuff that were similar to this, but I'd never played any of them.
Right on. We'll go ahead and get started here.
What's the native res of the game?
It's 864 by 486.
Any reason for that, or just because it seemed like a good idea?
It's because it's 16 by 9 that was as close to 480 pixels tall as I could get. So I made a shader that pixelates everything, and I have like a multiple camera setup happening. So there's one that's the game, and then there's another one that's the UI, and then they're both kind of pixelated through so that everything is always like a one-to-one pixel.
Right on.
Are you doing that with an image effect?
There's like a render target, render texture, and then I wrote custom shaders for that for the surface that it's on. I was using Shader Graph, which is like not finished yet in Unity. I also used that for the terrain. Like the ground is like it's a shader effect. The actual texture is just gray.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And the sky is like that too. Like all the clouds in the background are just generated.
Shoot, no, I wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah. The game came together really, really well. I tried to focus on something that would be kind of small and easy to implement, with kind of like inherently fun interactions, you know. And well, the physics came together pretty quickly. I had for helping me do some programming, just because we wanted to do a project together a little bit. But then I just spent the rest of the time kind of polishing and monkeying around with the graphics. I'm not much of a pixel artist, but you know,
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
What do I do when I run out of fuel?
Press R.
Oh, dang. That's brutal.
So I saw a bunch of stats in the top left. Do those do anything, or are they cosmetic?
They're kind of like milestones. They change based on how many goals you've accomplished, and there's a couple of I guess they're just like invisible walls that if you run into them, they'll change things. But they're just more of a like a status of how far through the game you've got.
Ooh, I think I got that. Pulling off some sick stunts here with the ship.
Yeah, once you get good at handling it, it's pretty fun to cruise through the levels and kind of fling the goals and hit things with the keys.
Ruh-roh.
So are a lot of the assets, you said like the ground is just like blank gray. About how many sprites did you end up actually having?
Let's see. So I got one for the ship. I have a handful for the different like pieces of the ground. And then like the rock is one, and those pylons are one, and the flag is one. So not a whole lot, just a couple of buildings and stuff kicking around.
That's pretty cool. Dieting Hippo, after this, I'd be curious to check the file size, because I bet like the majority of it is just mono.
Oh, yeah.
The game is about 20 megabytes.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah, I took a little bit of inspiration from an Octo game from the first Octo Jam called Turnover 77, it's just one little map, and your character is like a cursor that spins, and you have to navigate through the world, and if you touch the walls, you die. So it's just like one kind of continuous task that you have to try and do without smashing into the ground or running out of fuel.
Yep. Oh, hey, I put the antenna on the dome.
Yeah. When you get to the end of the game, I just put a bunch of junk that you can pick up and play with, and you get almost unlimited fuel. So if you ever beat it, you can get down there and just, throw things around or whatever, stack things up.
Yeah, I gotta say, this is pretty brutal.
Yeah, I mean, it always happens where you play your game and you get good at it, and everybody tells you that it's too hard. So I made it easier, like, I don't know, 100 times.
Hey.
I didn't want to make it so easy that everybody would get all the way through it, though. There's not really any, like, new content to see. Like, it's the same gameplay pretty much the whole way through. So I thought I'd put something that's fairly easy at the beginning, like that round rock. You get over twice as much fuel as you need to put it into position, and it'll also roll back down the hill. So even if you miss by a lot, it'll go, and really all you have to do is land on the fuel pad, and you'll get more fuel, so you'll be able to go. And
Oh, damn.
Dieting Hippo, I don't know if you have it turned down or not, but I don't hear any audio from the game. Is there any audio in the game?
I can try turning that up. Hold on.
I'm hearing it.
I see. Yeah, I hear. I had that mixer turned way down.
How does that sound?
That sounds good. Oh, that's cool. I'm enjoying this tune. I don't know why I didn't hear it before, but, well, because I had mixer turned down. Does the horse ever, like, have any other sprites?
No, I left the horse just static. I was gonna make it do all kinds of weird stuff, but it was just distracting, and I just kind of wanted to play it straight.
I feel like that horse should be helping me out more than just saying, do this. But of course, that's management for you.
Yeah. The horse is a supervisor. He's got other stuff he's got to worry about.
Like ants? It's too goony. Or freckles.
The hitboxes for the goals, like to fuel up and to hit the target, they're very forgiving. They're gigantic.
Okay, for once, I actually have plenty of fuel going for this one.
I saw in the beginning there was sort of a parallaxing effect. Was that just using like Unity's 3D space and moving the camera, or how was that done?
There's not so much parallax, but the camera does zoom in and out. It's actually a orthographic camera. Then I changed the size of the camera.
I'm talking about the opening scroll.
Oh, that.
Although the camera controller here is pretty nice.
Yeah,
Hey.
no.
This is the wrong way.
Yeah, you're going the wrong way. What are you doing? You're gonna screw up everything.
I'm gonna go see what's on the other side of Horse World.
Do it. No, the opening crawl is just like a hand animated animator on a couple of planes or something.
Oh, nice.
Oh, there's nothing but sadness here.
That was awesome.
You know what you should try, Dieting Hippo, is get the rock and then fuel up, and then don't try and do the next block and just see the rest of the level.
Alright, I'll go ahead and give that a shot.
Yeah. One of the other things I've done is I've played a lot of Kerbal Space Program, and so like
I
I've
love the game.
landed, yeah, I've landed on the moon there like a million times. So this is, I guess, kind of similar. I mean, it's 2D, but I mean, you got to manage your velocity and your fuel and whatnot.
I think I'm just going into space now.
Yeah, why have you done this? Just float back down. You're still good. The real trick is to be kind of ballistic in what you're trying to maneuver. So when you go to pick something up, you want to put all of your thrust right away, and then let gravity pull you back down to your target.
Oh yeah, build up that delta V.
Yeah, and I mean, when I play, I let the box go when it's in the air, as long as I think it's gonna land where I want it to land, and then I continue on with the ship.
This is the end of my trip.
Yep. There you go, though. That's the whole game. You saw most of the map, except for the stuff that's underground.
Alright, I think I'm gonna have to try to go
Wait,
for
there's
that.
stuff underground?
Well, there's a hole and there's a small cave. Well, there's a couple of caves.
There's a whole cave network, you're telling us.
Well, it's not impressive. I don't want to play it up. It's, you know.
There's not like a hidden civilization of moon horses there, right?
No, the moon horses are right out in the open.
Oh
Yeah, there
we're
you go. That's how you do it. One of the other things, people were complaining that it takes your fuel away and just gives you new fuel, but you can carry your momentum. So if you fly the ship such that it'll be cruising to where you need to be next, that's one way you can kind of use your fuel that it takes away. Also, the leftover fuel gets added to the score, so that's where the
Oh.
score comes from.
Oh, I got a nice grip on this one.
Yeah, you're doing good. I think my highest score it's over 2,000.
Oh no! Hey, that's not cool. Haha.
This is a fun game to watch people fail at, I think, because it looks so easy. You know, other people be like, "Get out of the way, let me try. I'll do this," but it's not easy. It's hard.
I think I'm gonna try something different next, and I don't know if it'll do anything. Let me fuel up, and now I'm going back to Horse World.
Ah!
Oh my god, that velocity!
You're gonna see how fast you can go. The horse is not pleased with you now.
Oh no!
So I actually have
It's still going.
the sky is just a quad that's attached to the camera, and the shader is what makes the stars scroll because the UV is attached to world space.
Ah, that's smart. Also, I just noticed the hook kills velocity.
Yeah,
That's
because
good
it
to know.
weighs something.
Huh.
At first, I thought it was a bug, but then I was playing with it. I'm like, you can use this to your advantage, so I'm going to leave it in. This is a pro strategy.
A totally intentional feature.
Well, that's how games work, right? You play
Yeah.
with it, and you're like, this doesn't make any sense, because you're not changing the mass of the ship. You're just releasing a hook. But you can use it to do something fun, so I'm going to leave it. So sometimes, like if you ever get to the pit, you go down to get the radioactive meteorite from. If you hit space over and over again to make your hook come and go away, it will kill your velocity off, so you don't have to burn fuel to slow down to go into the hole.
I was expecting an earth-shattering kaboom there.
You got it. You
Yeah,
got
but it was a moon-shattering kaboom.
my weak little particle effect and the little sound I made. I made all the sounds. I got the music from somebody I found on a website that does music that you can just use in your video games.
Did you,
Was it
for the sounds?
Incompetech?
I'm sorry?
Was it Kevin McLeod?
I don't think so. I'd have to go look up their name. That's not ringing a bell though.
Oh yeah, Hook
It's-
Tech is working good. Did you? So I know that there's a nice little web tool for making the sound, and it makes like little bleepy sound. I
Yeah,
can't
I
remember the name
used-
of it.
I used BFX or
That's
there's
it.
there's a handful of them that are all like ports or whatever clones. I don't know. I don't know anything about sound. So I was just pushing the button over and over again. Larissa was sitting here and she's like, "What the heck are you doing over there? You're making all these crazy sounds." Oh no.
Oh no! I
Oh.
went right over the field. Wait.
Yeah, that's
I-
the hole too.
I think I have a chance of going in the hole.
Yeah, you might slide down there. So, I think in traditional lunar lander games, you don't have
Well,
there's like not resistance, like there's no air. But I put a little bit of linear drag and a lot of rotational drag to make it a little bit easier to control.
I was definitely noticing that.
Yeah, because like, say in Kerbal Space Program, if you don't have anything to stop your rotations and you just fire a thruster to put a spin on your ship, it'll just keep spinning. But of course, lunar lander games, they don't work that way,
No.
because that would be very hard to control.
All right, we're going underground this time.
all right. Is there an end game?
An end game? Yeah, well, I mean, the horse says that you've won,
Oh, damn.
and then he gives you a bunch of fuel and says, you can keep the ship. And then there's all buildings and stuff at the end that you can pick up and move around. And, you
Oh,
can
neat.
fly back and see the rest of the world if you want, or just play with the ship. I had, like, an outgoing cinematic, and I was like, this isn't as much fun as just playing with the ship. So I don't need this. Like, I don't have any huge story to say. Like I don't have a. I don't know what I'm trying to say. That's it. I don't have anything to say. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, this is horses on the moon.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a fun, silly little idea, I just wanted to make something that was fun, not like, not violent, not ridiculously silly, where you're all like, okay, this is just annoying.
This is just way too silly.
Just a fun little game. I don't feel like I've made like a honestly like fun game. I think this is probably the closest I've come to it, where it's just like fun to play with.
I mean, it looks like it's a pretty tightly designed experience.
Yeah, well, one of the things I did, I started playtesting really, really early. I was probably the first one with a build you could play, and I got tons of feedback. There's another Discord for the people who play Elite Dangerous spaceship game, so I took it over there and I was like, hey guys, I'm building this jam game, give it a shot. People had a little bit more success there trying to play the game, but some people still had lots of trouble with it. Wow, you did that like a pro. People tell me that green rock is impossible.
Those are the Kerbal skills coming into play now.
Yeah.
Guiding Hippo, unlike myself, is actually good at video games.
That's one of the problems I have. I am terrible at video games. Like, I was playing other people's games. Like, I was playing that Panderling game, and I was like, man, I don't know what to do. I suck at this game. And they're like, oh no, where did you get stuck? And I'm like, you don't even want my feedback. I probably just didn't read something somewhere.
Oh. Oh, made it a bit further that time.
Yeah. So this cave is actually a trick. If you go over this outcrop and instead of underneath of it, it sets you up for an almost perfect ballistic trajectory that lands you at the target with tons of leftover fuel.
You fooled me again, Tom Sawyer.
Yeah. I don't know, like, I've never done a lot of level design, but I did, I tried to put as much thought into this as I could. Like I said, that rock will roll back down into place. I wanted to make it so that there was something challenging almost right away. So that's why this first container is pretty heavy. Because I didn't want you to do like the first 2 or 3 things and then have to redo them over and over again to get to something that's truly challenging and forces you to play the game the way I want you to play the game. And here I put a pit with this solar panel to show off the fancy camera because it measures the distance to the ground, and that's what makes it pull out.
Ooh.
So if I put a hole, then it'll pull out. Also, that solar panel is light, and something light right after something heavy I found was messing people up. But I left it that way because I wanted this game to be hard. I did have lots of people telling me it was hard and they couldn't do it, but I made it easier lots and lots of times, and I know it's like perfectly possible. Lots of people have beaten it, so I thought I'd leave it difficult, you know.
That's definitely something I've learned is you've got to make a game way easier for a jam than you would for somebody who actually like bought it. Because people have short attention spans for jam games.
Yeah, that's true. I found like the fastest way to get somebody to not play your game is to make it so that they don't feel like they can either see what they're supposed to do, or they feel like it would be completely impossible, or if there's like some kind of bug right away, or like if they're confused and lost. Like, those are the kinds of things that make it so somebody would like give up right away. A game like this, like, you can see what you're supposed to get the thing to the other thing. You just don't necessarily know how. A lot of games are probably very forgiving with their controls. So, you know, walking around or piloting something, it generally doesn't run you right out of fuel right away. And especially in this game, it burns half as much fuel to rotate as it does to like thrust forward. That's not exactly true anymore though, because I made the rotational thrusters I think maybe twice as powerful as the linear ones.
All right, I got this box.
Yeah, just go for it. Give her.
Giving it my all.
Okay, just coast over the top of this thing. Like, stop thrusting. Stop.
Oh, I stopped this time.
Oh.
That's a good ballistic angle.
Look at this. Let it go. Let it go.
Haha.
Bam.
Dang.
Spam that. Oh, go in the cave.
Yeah, go in the cave.
It's another box.
It's always another block. I was thinking about making it so that you had to deliver like the little refinery buildings and stuff to places, but then I thought that what was that?
I killed myself on the box.
Ah, that's bullshit. Yeah, I thought I was gonna change it up and have all different things that you were supposed to move around, but then I thought, that would be kind of visually confusing. I'm just gonna leave it like the rocks and the containers. I'll make the containers different color, and I put the little green flag in and the cones, so you always know what you're supposed to pick up and you know where you're supposed to go, so you don't have to read what the horse says. You really don't have to look at. Well, yeah, I mean, you don't want to have to read, and even like the velocity counter and the fuel indicator and your hook status, you don't have to look at any of those HUD elements. They don't even need to be there. But it would feel weird without them, I guess.
All right, I think I'm gonna give the long run another shot.
Good luck. You've already messed up.
Yep. Ow.
Yeah, why have you done this? You've scratched the paint on the spaceship.
That ain't mine. I got insurance. I'm gonna slide right in.
Oh, nice. One of the early kind of polished things I did.
Speed there.
Yeah, it feels pretty good to go fast in this game. One of the early polished things I did was make it so when you press R, it doesn't restart the song.
Oh, that's good.
And the camera cutting off here was one of the late polished things that I put in. Because otherwise you would just see this... it's not an empty void, it's just a really boring, flat scenery. Because it procedurally generates just flat forever and ever.
It should turn into something like, home run contest in Smash. Just put out a bunch of mile markers and see how far you fly out.
Yeah.
Alright, I think he's gonna explode.
Yeah, you will.
Food minimal.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, the edge of the map is a mountain, so you were at the top of the mountain.
Cool. Alright, well, thanks a bunch, man, for bringing your game on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Horse World 2.
That's a nay-goo scenario.
Heh. Alright, next up we're gonna have Harold Krell with Super Screen Fighters.
I've been looking forward to this one.
So, Harold, how's it going?
Hey, how you going?
You want to
Hey, how's everyone doing right now?
Doing good. You want to tell us a bit about Super Street Fighter?
Penis? Yeah. Penis is a curse word.
It's a no-no word.
It's a no-no word. You're gonna hear a lot of no-no words in this game.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
So,
I gotta pick
you know,
fighter.
if you've ever played Street Fighter, or another game like Street Fighter that this is based off of, Street Fighter 2, more accurately, you might recognize that there's these 4 characters that you're playing. Read them. Start with the first one. Read the first character bio. Out loud. Do
Neil
it.
Hamburger Nash. Country USA. Specialty, short range attacks. Neil, or Hamburger Nash, as his homies like to call him, loves to eat hamburgers and chemically castrate himself. He is out on a mission to show that swearing is not only cool, but also beating people up is cool too. Can this dude manage to go all the way to the top? Shibanya, you want to get the next one?
Yeah, let's do a read along.
Johnny Come Nutley. From
Johnny
Europe.
come lately.
Yeah, new kid in town. Johnny is as bad as they come. Formerly imprisoned for selling single-use vape pens next to a Catholic school, Johnny seeks vengeance against authority by means of global annihilation, and he will do whatever it takes, even if he has to chemically castrate himself.
It's a lot of chemical castration.
Nah, not enough.
Systematic.
Pee Pee Poo Poo. Country, Japan. Pee Pee is a fun-loving dancer, though do not let her name fool you. She does not like to eat her own poo-poo or pee-pee. Pee-pee fights to reprimand bullies who poke fun at her name. She is willing to give all she has got to make her message heard, even if she has to chemically castrate herself.
I'm trying not to laugh at this. Maybe I'm an idiot. I think this is the funniest thing ever. Then you're only laughing at the fact that I'm trying to laugh. It's like, oh.
I'm enjoying every minute of this.
Oh.
This is Bug from Russia.
Bug.
No one knows who Bug really is. Accustomed to the harsh environment of Siberia, Bug has hardened himself to complete his one true objective, to find his special someone whom he may or may not chemically castrate.
Chemically castrate. That's like
You
a
can do that
tongue
too.
twister. Yeah, I always thought chemically castrating yourself was like dipping your nuts in a vat of acid. That's a little factoid there. You would think.
They just rub
You
chemicals all over, and that does the
What are-
trick.
Yeah. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's pick a character. Actually
Whoa.
play.
Okay, I'm gonna be Bug.
Ugh! That's it.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, this is a tough one. Not really. Do you know how to play? That's
I think I'm getting the hang of it.
I
There
like
we go.
how
Do
this really does
Grunznick
get that
Ner.
Street Fighter feel.
Spets.
Do the other one. Do the other one. If you're not good at typing, do the other ones.
So I think
So,
I'm having the same problem I actually had with Street Fighter 2, where I gotta look at the keyboard while I'm typing. So I'm gonna hit things and hope they work.
Ooh, this is like the worst character you could have picked for that.
I like the nice impact of the attacks. This game's got juice.
It's very juicy. Not doing a very good job. Hey,
Oh hey, I
by
did
the
it.
grace of God, you managed to kill level 1.
I think I would have been better with crack a shart in my mouth. That's an easy one.
Yeah. So the Bug is actually, his thing is that his attacks hit really hard, but you have to type out a lot of words in order to hit. See, he's already down by over half a health bar. Over a lot, actually.
Ooh damn.
But you gotta type. He's a type-heavy character.
Haha, there we go.
Oh,
I was
this is
gonna
fun.
do a game
Ooh,
that's
he
also
bounces a
fully
bit.
voice acted.
Oh.
This is Slam Fighter 3.
Bug.
D underscore underscore G.
Uh-oh.
Mirror match time.
Yeah, there's only 4 characters. You got to do a mirror match.
Yep.
And look, I color coded so it's so easy for. You're not typing fast enough, man.
I was typing, it wasn't doing thing.
I love how the backgrounds have some parallaxing.
There is parallaxing. If you looked at my Twitter account, you would have known the secret to the floor, the secret of floors. And then there's like 2 layers of backgrounds. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
I was seeing how you were doing the parallax for the floor with the mapping it to a quad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see that on Twitter.
Probably should type instead of talk. It's a very type-heavy game. Only, yeah.
Dieting Hippo, I want to see you try to play Slime Fighter 2 on stream sometime.
Yeah, why don't you?
There we go, I went with the massive one. Oh.
Oh, that was a super attack.
That was a close one.
He's like the most powerful.
Oh wait, I gotta fight him again, don't I?
Yeah. So that attack is your super. Every character is a super attack, and every time you strike someone with a super attack, you get a funny background image that flashes in your face.
Gotta love those.
So look away if you're an epileptic. This is Frog Factions, yes. You can order it on Steam. But you got it.
Yeah.
Oh. You gotta hit him. You gotta hit him. You gotta hit him, man.
Oh,
Got you.
damn. You got me.
It's probably not a very fun character to show off at first. Like if you're not a good typer, you wouldn't have known, and that's okay. It's okay if I have sucky game design. You can't know ahead of time. You have to endure this. Hey, you're doing it. DK.
It's a nice touch that you got the faces up in the corner.
Oh yeah. That's a thing. Try to copy us. Oh, you got countered. So there's a counter mechanic in this game where if you're typing a word and you're about to say it and the other guy hits you first, you stop saying the rest of the word. Which really sucks for you because you gotta type it out all over again.
Just love that.
Yeah, so red phrases knock you down. Yellow phrase at the top is a super attack, which totally knocks you down.
Oh, damn. I got
Might, for the interest of the audience, and for not playing this and struggling, probably switch to a different character.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pick Mr. Hamburger. Oh.
That's a beautiful,
got beaten.
beautiful image.
Bug.
So don't press the arrow keys. This is how if you played Street Fighter as a kid, you probably press the arrow keys or the continue thing, and it just speeds it up, and you accidentally, yeah. Of course, it's gonna restart again. I don't know if you want to watch this again.
I do.
It's fun.
Oh,
No,
I skipped it
no.
anyway.
Oh. Well, we're back here again. Which one?
Mr. Neil Hamburger.
Yeah. You know who Neil Hamburger is?
Oh, yeah.
Who is he?
Greatest stand-up comic to ever live.
Yep. Not the greatest. It's Greg Turkington. It's nice that people get that reference. Because somebody does. So yeah, this is like the noob character. Because his words are all small. And so those small words, they don't go very far, but that's his specialty, man. You gotta go up front and personal with the character. Exercise that movement feature.
Oh,
see,
I can
Animation
move
where he's
around.
Just kind of wiggle his butt a lot.
You didn't know you could move around? The other guys dance around. Can jump. The other guy can jump.
There we go. Alright, I think I got it down with ass.
Yeah. You can just ass them to death. Or
Yes.
you have the ability to combo, which is like the meta level of gaming. If you type in FART and then SS, you can do a fart ass combo.
Nice. I don't know how
Because-
intentional it is, but his idol does look a lot like, especially earlier versions of the main character of Slime Fighter 2's Idol, and I appreciate that.
It was? Oh, I based it off of Ryu. Actually, his character is based off of Ken, because he's an American, if you didn't know.
Beautiful. Yes. It's probably a coincidence then, because I had a very, very bad Idol animation on mine. It's totally shite.
Well, I mean, look at this. Look at his feet. Look how fucked up his feet are. How fucked up all the feet are in these characters.
The sad thing is, I think this game probably has better mechanics than Slime Fighter 2.
No.
I should probably rip you off.
No, don't. Well, then I'd actually be pissed if you did that. This is my game. Jump!
Oh, crack a shard. Hoo-hoo-hoo.
Fun, isn't it?
I'm enjoying every minute of this.
No.
I think I need more knockdown stuff.
Knockdown? This character has 2 knockdown moves. They take a little bit more damage. You kind of have to be scrambling, typing all the time, because this is level 1. There you go. You can learn how to dodge attacks. Another higher level of gameplay is that you can actually look at the opponent's screen to see what word he's going to type out next. Once again,
So what I've been doing is I load up most of the word, and then I wait until I'm near him, and then I hit the last letter.
That's a way to play him. You can also just really, you can just type like crazy. Type in fart or ass like right next to him. Probably not jump around all the time. Hey, you countered him.
Yeah. I did it.
So yeah, your guy's thing is to do that, first of all.
Looks like you beefed it big time. Go work on your swear game, scrub.
Exactly. That's exactly how I imagined his voice would sound like. Very squeaky and nasally.
Yeah.
Okay. So now this is a mirror match.
It's just awesome.
Is that Moe's Tavern?
Yeah, that's actually what I modeled that off of. I ran out of buildings to think of. You're getting creamed. You're so close to a slammer. Now,
Oh, he killed it. He killed my slammer.
Remember, he does short-range attacks, so you want to go far away to launch that long-range attack and jump over this.
Oh. all right.
It's wonderful. I just noticed
tell
the
it-
bill in the background says Bub.
That's the name of a. It's the name of a 99-cent store by my house. No, it's not. Round 2. Big ol' fart. Monkey. Supreme.
There we go.
There you go. Are all attacks horizontal like that? Did you mess around with other styles? No, I was thinking about messing around with other styles. Very briefly, but the balance would be incredibly insane, so I decided not to do that. Instead, I do other ways. I do it in other ways. Not really. I think most of the attacks are very, very similar. So because his short-range attacks are powerful, his longer-range attacks aren't as powerful. Although they do knock him down. But so if you can type in Banana Slammer fast enough... Hey!
Oh, I nailed him with it.
Yeah, if you dodge most of the attack, you don't get hurt as much.
Oh, what the hell? I was typing the big old fart monkey supreme and it wasn't typing.
No, you probably drank the wrong thing. It's a bug that happens when the two same characters launch their specials at the same time.
I'm still alive, still alive.
Dude, you're screwed.
Yeah, I got hit with ass.
I thought that was you at first.
We got more characters. I gotta find my main.
Maybe this is your main. Maybe this is as easy as it's gonna get at this point. I don't know. So I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know. You can try again. There is a difficulty. I want to keep it secret so the judges think I'm really clever with game design. But there is a difficulty thing where it gets easier the more times you lose, so you're not constantly stuck.
It's pretty smart.
Yeah, the not smart thing is that it doesn't get easier at level 1.
Yeah.
So this guy is one of the harder characters, I would say, to play with.
He's got a lot of knockdowns.
I know this is like the least fun game ever. Least fun stream.
I'm still enthralled, so you're at least entertaining me.
There's so much, unlike the freaking whack-a-mole game, there's so much to explain. There's so many mechanics, and that will ultimately mean nothing. Yeah. Anyways, this guy's mechanic is that a lot of his phrases use the same letters, so you can combo sayings.
I was noticing that you like
A lot of
a
coughs
lot of
and
them
shards in there.
will type each other.
Defense is a pretty big role in this, so you kind of want to make sure you jump.
I like
he
how
does.
he brings his head back for the
Oh.
right time.
Ah, you didn't jump.
Does his attack. The animations on this are super charming, as they always are in your games.
Very charming. I always like the reviews that people do of my work, and they say like, "Oh, I like the art. It's very ugly, but it's very fitting." And it's just like, "Oh, thanks,
Your art looks like shit. Great job.
dude. Come on, be nice."
It's very good looking.
Well, don't pander either.
God, it looks okay.
Just type. When you look at the right side of the screen, he's already typed out so many words.
Oh, I shouldn't type it up
Oh,
there.
No. It's like, oh, I don't like explaining game mechanics because then it makes it sound like I'm a bad game designer. It's like, you're not doing it the right way.
There we go.
There you go.
I like
Ah,
how
that combo.
he's the European guy. It's awesome.
Is he?
He sounds like
Did it.
one.
You definitely got to get into like a flow of like typing and then running back to the arrow keys to move around. Or sometimes just nailing keys while you're jumping in the air. There's actually a lot of good mechanics here. I think this can go competitive.
Can go competitive. I mean, it's probably not good mechanics when you have to press, what, 30 keys at a time? All alphabet keys and arrow keys at the same time. But it's kind of fun if you get it right. Oh, here's a question. How about talking about music?
Oh yeah, what'd you use
Wow.
for the music this time?
The same thing I used for... Man, when's the last time I made a game like this? I don't know. I wasn't Trail Banthilgar. Before that, I made the Smash Boys game. Yeah, it was the VGM Music Maker, which emulates Sega frequency modulation.
Very nice. Some good
You know
old
what that
FM
means?
synth.
Exactly. So it sounds like Sega, which is kind of close to the Street Fighter arcade version.
I feel like you totally got the feel.
Totes.
Fuck off and die.
Yeah, that's a Fallout New Vegas reference.
Yeah.
And you piss off people, they go, fuck off and die. Fuck off!
Oh, I'm in the little.
The male. You can see
Oh,
one, two.
she jumps a lot, doesn't she?
Yeah. It's like an acrobat almost.
Oh no!
You jumped
Oh,
right into
I
it.
jumped right into it.
It's very fast paced. Is this a reference to the classic NES game Kung Fu? No, I don't know what that game is, and I'm never gonna play it. There you go. So I hope you're very engrossed in playing.
I am.
You are?
It's very tough to play this and talk at the same time.
Hmm.
But it means I'm very engrossed in it.
Very engrossed. I don't know what else to talk about. I ran out of the thing. How about bonus stages? Crossed your mind at the very end.
Ooh.
Actually, no.
What kind of
Thought
bonus?
about it?
What kind of bonus stages are we talking about here?
Scream at the car. I was gonna do a thing like that where you scream. You have to like, you know, in Street Fighter where you do the car, but it doesn't do anything because if you're an idiot if you let screams hurt you. There was an opening. Cockle slop. Cockle slop.
Yeah.
There you go. She doing
Fuck
boobs and
off
butts
and
pose
down.
as she jumps. No. This is a very.
Can I point out I love his victory
Game.
animation, how it's got that very anime, he's moving so fast you see it multiple times thing. I just love that.
It's not anime. That's American animation. Just like the American JoJo animation. Like, is he gonna win? Are you gonna win? Are you gonna win round 2? Man, I was thinking about putting
Yeah.
you did it.
I did it.
LOL, scream at the car, perfect.
Yeah.
That
I see you eyeballing my cutlery. Care for a slice?
was a terrible line. If I had my line, it would just be like, fart and ass humor. Like this. It's this guy again. How about the sound effects? Those are all from my mouth.
Ooh. Bunch of poops and.
Except for the hitting thing, I think I stole that off of YouTube. I had one that I tried to mimic the sound effect with my mouth, but I thought the hitting thing sounded better. And
Oh,
you got your ass reamed, hardcore style.
Hamburger Nash is a tough dude.
You gotta keep your distance. He's gonna use the farts and buns and asses, on you. Oh, you gotta slob him. Slob. There you go. This is terrible design. I shouldn't be having to coach you on every single move you're gonna do.
To be fair, have you ever seen anybody try to play Slave Fighter 2?
Yeah. There you go. That jump was pretty nice. And you're getting your ass handed to you.
Oh, what the fuck was that?
It's called cool AI. It doesn't let you win. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Short in his mouth. Jump!
What?
Oh! Ooh, wow.
What?
The rare draw.
Draw.
Didn't even have a voice clip for that one, because I don't think anyone's gonna get it. Did you use any filters on the sound effects? Yes. It's pretty much what you putting it through the Sega thing. There you go. That was a good block. So, yeah, those Sega drum sound effects you hear, they're just regular MP3 files, but it's sampled and decompressed to shit, which makes it sound good because I don't sound like a girl or have a very deep voice, so I can do like a deep Russian accent or a light girl accent. I do the girl's voice too, if you didn't know. How is the AI handled? Very technical. like it's so much explaining that I have to do. It's typically unlike me to explain so much about the nuances of the AI in this game. But there's a movement AI, which is like, think of it like a deck of cards, where every 60, maybe every half second to a second, you draw a new card, and then that's the movement you take. And each type of character has like its own specific deck. So, for example, the Hamburger Nash has more walk towards the player kind of cards. Ooh, that was kind of close, but not really.
Super close.
So another thing with the AI is that the difficulty now slides down 2 levels when you lose against a character. So if you feel like playing with this guy again, press enter or space, or if you don't want to play him, that's fine. If you always want it to be hard,
if you continue on the same character. I was not catching that. I'm gonna hop into pee pee poo poo real quick.
Pee pee poo. Let's hop in some pee pee. My girlfriend voiced that character.
Foot.
Fue. None of these references are gonna go. They're all gonna go over people's head. But
it's kind of like what is it? And Kung Pao? Is that the movie?
Yeah. It's not a It's not that. It's a if you played Puyo, one of the characters says that.
Okay, she's actually really good for moving around.
She's also really good for spamming, so she's kind of one of the easier characters.
Yeah, you can much more easily type out her stuff when you're like jumping and moving around and everything.
Yeah, she's very floaty, but just enough for it. I was gonna have her say more Japanese sounding phrases, which you can guess from the first thing, which is Retsu Crazy Fighting, which is a romanization of Let's Crazy Fighting, I guess.
South Park, right?
Huh?
Oh no, I'm thinking of Let's Fighting Love.
Let's Fighting Love. Protect my ball. No, that probably would have been a good way to go around doing it. A lot of these characters have text phrases that are, references to other things. Like the Du Grunschnick Nur from the Russian guy is from O Tannenbaum, a lyric in O Tannenbaum, which is the German translation of O Christmas Tree. The top red is all on one row. Probably pretty spammable for Super Scream Fighter pros.
Once pee-pee flies in your face, the stench of failure never goes
Yeah,
away.
I mean, I thought a little bit about keyboard placement. Hamburger Nash's at least most of his stuff, like fart and ass, can be typed in with the left hand on your keyboard. So if you want to cheese it, that's the character you should use, unless you suck, like Dieting Hippo, and just don't even play this game.
Oh god.
I like how there's a character you can play with one hand free in case you just really like this game.
Yeah, it's the girl, get it? Whoosh.
Yeah. Oh god.
Oh, you got hit.
Wow.
Big time.
It's brutal.
Brutal. It's worse than the horse game. So if you hated Horse World Online 2, you'll really, really hate my game.
Wait,
Oh god, I can barely type anymore.
No. This is just some random thing. Could be Tetris.
Well, it's nice. It sounds, semi-Eastern European.
Because it has an oompa theme. A lot of music is just dumb shit that has things in common with other things. Screaming Horseman. There you go.
Yeah.
So Bug has players are also differentiated from the amount of health that they have. Bug has the most health, and you have the not as much health.
No.
Because
Bug
you know
wins.
you're supposed to be dodging those attacks. It's very tricky. And I'm telling you to dodge one moment, and then the next minute I'm telling you not to dodge.
It's way too cold here to dodge.
Just a bad game.
Bug.
Bug doesn't even say it. Those are the victory quotes. So yeah. Guess couldn't get past level 2.
No, I got up to level 3 once.
Did you? And you just quit?
Yeah. Oh no, I got my ass beat by Neil Hamburger.
So I guess that's one way to go.
Yeah.
I guess that's one way to go.
All right, I think we're gonna call it
You're just
here.
gonna stop at the character select
Yep,
screen.
stop here, character select. The
Just what
perfect-
most people
perfect
play
spot.
this game stop playing the game at.
All right, thank you so
Bye!
much for coming on with Super Scream Fighter.
Thank
Hail
you.
Krell.
Hopefully people learn not to play my games ever again.
That was
I-
really cool. I'm so glad you
Oh.
did that.
Beat it.
That is super fun content.
Beat it! No, I want to beat it! Beat it!
The biggest smile on my face.
Oh my gosh, so fun. It's so fun.
All right, up next we're gonna have Creature Street with Albrot.
Bye, guys.
Later, Harold.
See ya.
How's it going,
I just-
Albrot?
It's going well. I just want to note that I beat Scream Fighter 3 times while you were playing it, so.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts a lot. All right, so we got here Creature Street, Criminal Intent. You want to tell us a bit about your game?
Yeah. Are you familiar with Animal Crossing?
Yes.
All right, so am I. I've been playing Animal Crossing ever since the first, the GameCube version, and all along I've been fascinated by the fact that the creatures in the town never really hold a grudge against you, even if you abuse them and treat them terribly.
Oh yeah, you can
So-
just surround them with pitfalls and they'll still talk to you.
Yeah, they'll be mad for like a couple minutes, but you know, you can wage huge campaigns of abuse against these creatures and they'll never really deal with it in any meaningful way.
Oh yeah, I was playing this. I was wondering, did you make the models, or are they ripped from something, or how did these come to be? Because they look really nice.
Thank you. Every asset in this game except the furniture in the mayor's house is original.
Nice.
The town of Penis needs our help.
Because I did get this far, and I loved how you really got the feel of you'd gone into the middle of somebody's, Animal Crossing game in progress.
Yeah, so I feel like I didn't convey it quite as much as I wanted, but the idea is the unnecessary sequel is that you're taking over somebody else's game save, like that has somehow become the canon story, and you're witnessing all the terrible decisions that this child or very immature player made and the fallout from it.
Can you help us save Penis and identify the killer of Mayor Boner? It's a nice castle. Oh shit. Let me just inspect this
Yeah,
crime
just walk all over him.
crime scene right here. This is how you do it. Wait, let me there we go. Poor guy. Huh, gyroid.
Yeah, I was worried that unless you've played Animal Crossing, there's a lot of really specific Animal Crossing parody in this. Like even my coder that was helping me with the game, I put the gyroid in. He's like, "What the fuck is that thing?"
It's like, gyroid, it's a thing and it makes the music and you find it in the ground. You don't know this? And they're like, no, I have no
Is
idea what
point
the
just
hell you're
to
talking
find
about.
a bunch of them or something? I've only played the Animal Crossing one. Sorry, I've only played the GameCube one. My poor brain, I'm sorry. This is an excellent facsimile of Animal Crossing.
Oh, can I read
Thank you.
Can I read the note, or is it just there?
No, it's just a discrete piece of evidence you have located.
Okay, cool. I think this axe might have committed the murder. We're done here.
I think the developer may have forgotten to put a material on the axe.
Seems like there was quite a struggle. So, how was your development cycle for this game? Was it, were you able to finish up in time? Were you speeding up towards the end?
We uploaded the first build 10 minutes before the deadline,
Solid.
Nice.
and the second build 4 minutes before the deadline. So the development of the second build was very smooth, just 5 minutes long.
That's a pretty good dev cycle there.
Yeah, I think we had a minimum viable product maybe a day before the deadline.
So is the music from Animal Crossing?
Nope, I just sort of did a style parody of it in Fruity Loops.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
And I am very much not a composer, so I was very pleased that I was able to make a 30-second or so loop that doesn't get super irritating.
What's up, Squeaky? Oh, you love having fun. That is a very nice detail with changing their word. For those not familiar with Animal Crossing, all the animals have like a tagline word that they just toss in the text, and they let you change it after a while.
And we use an open parentheses instead of a C to avoid the Animal Crossing word filter.
That is amazing attention to detail there.
So DG asks if the development was short and what made the submission so brutal. And development was a few days delayed. I didn't have a team at first. I generally work with one of my coworkers, and he was out this time. So I posted in looking for a team. I kind of got latched onto another project and then bailed on it, and I feel very bad about that. But I bailed on it pretty early. So we didn't get started until 4 or 5 days into the jam. And I also have a daughter that's about to turn 1 year old in 2 weeks. So that cuts into a lot of dev time. And that's also why I'm kind of talking quietly, because she's asleep in the next room. So.
Oh, yeah.
And also just making all of the assets and all the writing and all the music. I didn't leave myself a lot of time for gameplay logic. Yeah, they only say 2 things. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, I should go back and talk to Squeakers. Ah, she won't just let me inside. That's not how this works. It's Animal Crossing. You should be able to break into everyone's house.
Actually, in Animal Crossing, they won't let you inside if they're standing outside.
Oh, wait. Oh, that's right. And then, like, at night, they're all inside, right? And then they still won't let you in.
Yeah,
'cause
they're sleeping.
We're best friends. Fuck you. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I killed that.
Oh, you can just pop it back up as many times as you want.
You got a real fucked up face, bro. I hate you. Die, 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 die. Why are you in my game? Please move away or just kill yourself. Mayor Boner ran a tight ship here.
Did you do all the animations as well?
Everything but the player character. That's the Unity third-person controller standard asset.
Ah, nice. This is just such a really nice-looking game.
Thank you. So that's actually part of one thing that keeps coming up is people saying, "Oh, I keep crouching when I get next to the houses or the trees. I don't know why you did that." I'm like, "Well, I kind of didn't. Unity did, and the houses are convex. So if you walk up to the side of a house, or yeah, right there, you'll just kind of clip, and it tries to squeeze you down underneath it."
I do like that, like he's being sneaky next to all the stuff.
Yeah, we'll pretend it's a feature, not a bug.
Exactly. Anything down here? Oh, it's a house. Cool. Wait, I can... Oh, I'm inspecting it from the back.
Nice.
What a nice shirt. Wait, let me pull that back up.
So that's something that didn't actually make it into the judge's build, is this image. I didn't realize until afterwards that I put him in a spot where if he's looking at you, you're probably standing in the way and the camera's too far away to read the shirt. So, whoops.
That's a bummer. That's so cute.
I think at least on the is it on the itch page where you can see the full shirt? There was somewhere where I was seeing that before, and I was like, "This."
I
this
probably
is a
put it in
game.
the Discord.
That was probably it.
Very mature.
Wait, hold on a second. She's getting bopped with the bug net. And that's broken with blood on it. I think
It's
I
quite
might
a
have
mystery.
I think I might have an idea of who done it. But I think I need more evidence. I'm gonna keep looking around. Wait, hold on. Oh, each of them has a piece of evidence. And I just noticed the blood on the trash.
What a conundrum.
I wish I had more to say, but I'm just gonna like watching this totally entranced. Like,
It's an enthralling mystery.
So there's an awful lot of stuff that
Long live
had to get
Mayor
left out.
Boner. That's a great little banner.
That's also an Animal Crossing thing. You can change the town flag. Oh, hi. Risky Uncle Cycle is my coder. He showed up in the Twitch chat. Everybody say hello. You made the game actually work.
hi there.
Hello, Risky Uncle Cycle. Welcome.
Is there a specific influence that gave me the murder mastery side of it? Not really. I just knew that I always just had the image, like immediately it popped into my head of the gruesome, disembodied mayor with the gyroid pinging away right next to it, oblivious. And so I was just thinking, like, how could I adapt Animal Crossing mechanics into a murder?
Just sort of Who Framed Roger Rabbit kind of vibe.
Yeah. All right, I think it was the secretary.
Yeah, the choices are a little busted.
No, wait. No, I don't want to come with you. I don't see anything. It's dark in here.
It's text.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Pretty good? Someone's a bit jealous.
So I like the implication of it, like these dumb shit kids are getting murdered by Animal Crossing characters.
That's usually how every town ends up. Oh no.
You died. So you're about to, if you were to start again, you would notice that there's this was a bug that became a feature that it's all the same. You can just skip through the text. That you don't lose your evidence collected. So if you check your journal right now, you'll see that you still have everything.
Oh.
Because if you didn't have everything, then you just have to run around and pick all the same stuff up, and that's not that compelling a bit of gameplay after you've done it the first time. So we decided to leave it so that you would just be able to cycle right through and go make another accusation if you got it wrong the first time.
I'm definitely gonna try another accusation.
It's worth it.
Had to be Dwight. What say you? Oh shit. Squeakers is having a good time here.
So that's essentially it. Unfortunately, they don't really get custom cutscenes at the end when you choose the different ones. The idea is that if you make the accusation and it's wrong, your player says that he thinks he missed something, and so that indicates that you need to go back through and get all of the evidence instead of just because you can accuse at any time. If you were to restart, like actually relaunch the game and have an empty journal, you can just, without even meeting anybody, you can just make a wild accusation.
I do want to see what each of them say.
Oh, this is awesome.
So here's a fun little tidbit. Myrtle is actually my cat. I have
nice.
a shithead, flat-faced, worthless, brain-dead Persian tabby named Myrtle.
That screams this. Oh, this is awesome. Sorry, I interrupted, but
I really
please
just,
keep telling us
I
about
really
your
just,
shit cat.
I just really wanted to make a game where I could kill my cat.
How did you come up with the names of all the characters?
So most of Animal Crossing names are sort of animal puns in some way. So I mean, Myrtle, I just used my cat. Dwight, that's not really a duck pun, but my wife and I used to live in an apartment and we had ducks outside and we named one of them Dwight. So I was like, it's Dwight. Squeaky squirrel squeaky, and Ursula. I'm actually surprised they haven't used Ursula for a bear because Ursa, and that's just
yeah.
a little on the
It's pretty
nose.
straightforward.
I do like squeakers. I didn't do this. Fuck you. I'm innocent. Fuck you.
I made him use this catchphrase way more often than all the others, but I don't know. It makes sense.
Alright, I think we got one more to look at here.
And then, if you wouldn't mind, after this run through, would you be able to close and relaunch the game so you can lose your evidence?
Oh, sure thing. What?
Huh. That's peculiar.
So it's pancake or pancake. There we go.
Yeah, you're getting the fun. Hey, you picked the right one somehow.
What say you? Jeez.
Still smiling even at the end.
I couldn't have done it. I'm boring as shit.
Love how, this is their little society.
That's fucking horrifying.
So originally, I would have loved if we had more time, and if I was going to actually build this out. I really wanted to make it more of an actual Animal Crossing game experience, and not just like the aesthetic, where like you would go to a character and they would say, yeah, sure, I'll tell you about my relationship with the mayor, but first I really need this shirt delivered to Ursula. Can you go take it to her for me? And just make you run a bunch of errands, or like some of the evidence is actually buried and you have to go buy a shovel before you can go get it. But I'm just not, I don't make games. I'm not good at it. And so our budgeting of time and effort and everything is not optimal.
Oh, definitely. You scope in what you can for a game. And it's definitely very smart when you start getting towards the end of the jam cycle and you start realizing what you gotta cut out of your scope in order to meet the deadline.
Yeah, and I'm reasonably pleased with what we were able to cut and what we were able to deliver. But the whole ending was supposed to be different. In some of the reviews, I've seen the comments on the submission page, it's pointed out that solving the mystery and accusing Isidore is more a matter of saying, this is how I think the game developer wants me to think, and not it's actually implied in the text anywhere. And I totally agree with that. The only thing that really, I had to like kind of back it in there with what you think your player thinks when you go to accuse, if you have all the evidence. He's like, oh, something's not adding up. Everybody has a motive and they all have evidence. That doesn't make sense. So it kind of hints at you that you should look at a different option. And if you were to talk to her right now, DG caught this earlier, which I'm happy, because that was going to be a tell originally, was that your first option is, oh, I think you did, lol. And if you pick that, the buttons are really fucky.
Does these network keys work?
Maybe.
It's
Nope.
Unity, it
Just
might.
keep clicking it and left writing it.
Got it.
There you go. Yeah, she doesn't even let you accuse her because you haven't researched enough.
That's smart.
So
Somebody tries it right away and they're like, oh, well, I guess that's the joke option.
yeah, it's the joke option. And then if you actually do collect everything, then the joke option changes to an actual accusation. What was originally supposed to happen was that if you collected all the evidence, when you went to go talk to her, she would say, hey, you've really been thorough, but you've been attracting a lot of attention. People are starting to ask me what's going on. We should go back to City Hall and have this conversation in private. And then it would warp you to a different scene. There was going to be a City Hall area with a bunch of props and art, but that's all just more stuff I would have had to make in no time. but you would be able to walk around in there and investigate some stuff, and you would see the human portraits, and you would see like a big pair of ceremonial ribbon cutting scissors for the mayor events and everything, and that could have some blood on it, and it
Nice.
would be the tip off that, oh, it was actually her. So that was planned and scrapped, and we had to just kind of hint towards it in the text and just hope for the best, and it seems like most people got it.
I do like the touch of having the of having her stand in the completely dark room with just like the tiny bit of floor lit under her.
That's a very Animal Crossing thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is directly Animal Crossing. It is easy to deliver an aesthetically pleasing game if you're just aping a very aesthetically pleasing game.
I think
They didn't
we
have
still
to,
get
they
credit
didn't have
for
to do a lot of
recognizing that it's
design
pleasing.
work.
if I had one wish, it would be that if you close the game at any point without like, let's say, saving or whatever,
Oh, that would
and
be
you
fucking
reopen it,
amazing.
you
I
get
know
like,
what you're saying.
you get like a
Mr.
Cockney
Rossetti?
Mr. Rossetti. And he's like, oi! Oi! That's about all
Yeah,
the
that
Cockney
would
I
be-
know.
That'd be pretty rad.
I would also love to just build it out as more of an Animal Crossing world, and because it's Animal Crossing, but it's not, because yes, you have the Isabelle analog in Isidore, but there's not even like Tom Nook or KK or anything, and like those are obvious murder candidates. Like Tom Nook is the mayor had this debt that he would just never pay back, so Tom Nook tried to collect. That could have been, you know, a lead, or he kept bootlegging this struggling musician's music and distributing it around the town, so maybe he wanted to off him. You know, there's so many ways that could have gone that I really wish I could do, but I don't ever want to work on this game ever again, so I don't think it's ever going to happen. It's that every jam, it's like, oh, I wish XYZ, but I'm so tired, I'm so frustrated from working on this that I never want to open Unity ever again.
Oh, I found Isidore's house.
Did you? I don't know. I don't actually know who lives there. I realized very late in the game that I was like, oh, I have more houses than people, because presuming Isidore lives there presumes that Officer Fuzzy doesn't live anywhere. So not a lot of
Yeah.
thought went into some of these things. It's just kind of slapping items around town.
It's still very cohesive and definitely hits that Animal Crossing style. Even the river running through the town with a couple bends and the two bridges. Like the attention to detail is pretty phenomenal.
Thank you. I mean, that all just comes from being a fan of the series for 16 years now. That's, God, what am I doing with my life? So it's not so much attention to detail to me as it's just kind of innate, like, yes, of course that's there. So you can't even shake the trees to have clues fall out or bees attack you or anything.
I'm just gonna walk into this tree. There we go.
Nicely done.
So, I forget if this was asked earlier. Were all the models done by you? Did you find them somewhere?
I did all the models. I based
Very
them
nice.
on the proportions from the New Leaf models. I used a reference of Isabelle and worked straight from that because I didn't want them to have too long arms or too big heads or whatever. And then they're a little skewed from that. But nope, that was. I also kind of cut corners by having all the villagers have the same body, like all their change the texture on them. But the player obviously has a trench coat, and Isidore has her skirt, and she has more feminine proportions because, you know, the internet is thirsty for Isabelle for some reason.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna. Whoa, that's a crazy red hue.
Guy?
That's funny that you use that term because that is the quit screen from Crazy Motorcade last year, just ripped and put in there at the last moment.
Nice.
And special thanks to Hideo Kojima for kicking in his contributions again.
Of course, he's always willing to put into projects.
Oh yeah.
All right.
So keep an eye out for Creature Street Pachinko, that's coming next.
Of course. Full video screens and everything.
I just need to put Norman Reedus in my next game.
Norman Reedus says the mayor.
All right, so thanks very much for having me on.
Thank you for coming on. Creature Street is phenomenal.
Thank you. I'm sorry it doesn't have a lot of pee-pee poo-poo screaming in it.
Darn it.
I really love Super Scream Fighter, though. It's so good.
It's so good.
It's brilliant, ain't it? But this game's brilliant too. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you. Everybody have a good night.
Thanks, you too.
You too. Alright, that's it for Jamflix and Chill tonight. We're going to be back on, not tomorrow night, but on Saturday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And that's going to be 4 guests. It's going to be a lot of fun. So hopefully we'll catch you all then.
Yeah, it's been cool, everybody. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.